let's begin with the last topic of the day and the last topic under max, which is limits and calculus. Now, technically, this chapter accounts for about maximum 5 to 6 marks, or rather 5 to 8 marks, which is minimum 2 questions, maximum say probably 3 questions. Okay, not more than that has been asked till date. So so you can be prepared for somewhere between 2 to 4 questions, I can say, on an average. Okay, now in this chapter, in your material, if you see, they would have asked you, they would have given questions on limits. Limits is not very highly tested. If at all they test, you can directly find the answer by option testing. Substitute the value of x in the limit and you will get the answer. So we are not discussing the limits for the examination purposes. We are directly going to understand the rules of derivatives and the questions that are more frequently tested on derivatives. Okay. So here I have shown you the basic rules of derivatives, basic differentiation rules. D by dx of x to the power n is equal to n into x power n minus 1. D by dx of 1 by x power n is n divided by x to the power n plus 1. D by dx of e power x is e power x. D by dx of a power x is a power x log a to the base e. And d by dx of e power x is 1 by e log e to the base x is 1 by x. D by dx of log x to the base a is 1 by x log e to the base a. D by dx of a constant is 0. Then you have the u plus v rule. You have the uv rule. uv is nothing but multiplication of two variables, where we use the rule uv dash plus vu dash. So dash is nothing but the differentiation. So, and similarly you have the u by v rule, which is vu dash minus uv dash divided by v square. So these are the multiplication and division formula, and the last is dy by dx is equal to this is a implicit derivation, dy by du into du by dx. Friends, in this chapter, what is more important is for you to understand the basic rules of differentiation, like x to the power n, then 1 by x power n, then what is the differentiation of a constant, then uv rule and du rule. Idallam da basic rules. Mattadellame is more towards practice only, but examination la in the rules la da vara questions are more frequent, especially when we are learning about cost and revenue functions. So I don't want you to spend so much time on practicing derivation orders for higher level questions. Of course, see, in the examination it is only about 5 to 7 marks. So adukku don't spend too much time on practicing all higher level derivatives. If you are well versed with derivative functions, well and good. But if you are finding it difficult, then I would suggest just stick to simple derivative rules. Okay. Now, I am now going to discuss the most important functions. Okay, this is where your major questioning area can be, the revenue and cost function. So what is you meant by revenue function? Revenue function is an equation which represents the total revenue in terms of x or q. They can either use the variable x or they can use the variable q. So what is this x or q? This x or q is nothing but the constant unit of output. So this x or q is the actual number of units, which is a value for which you will have a total function. Okay. And what is a price or a demand function? It is an equation which represents the average revenue. How to find average revenue? When you have the total revenue equation, if you divide the entire equation by x or q, which is basically by the number of output, then you get the average revenue. And what is marginal revenue? This is where differentiation rule applies. Marginal revenue is differentiation of total revenue. Differentiation of total revenue. Okay. Now coming to cost, same rules. Total cost is the total cost of the product, where x or q is the output. Now total cost will include two variables, two aspects. One, fixed cost, and then variable cost. Now anything that comes with the suffix with the coefficient of x square, where the x or q, it can be output or output as x or output as q, எது வேணாலும் இருக்கலாம். So x or qங்கிற வேர்ட்ஸோட அட்டாச் ஆகி வந்ததுன்னா அது வேரியபிள் காஸ்ட். Where you have only the value, only the constant. Okay, say for example, if I write an equation 20x plus 6x square plus 50. Appo this 20x plus 6x square is the variable cost. This 50 is the constant which represents the fixed cost. So remember, in a total cost function, the constant, last la vara the constant vandu represents the fixed cost. Okay, and average cost is given as total cost, which is variable plus fixed, total cost divided by x. And marginal cost, same rule, total cost order differentiation. Differentiate the equation of total cost to get the marginal cost. Now what is the rule of profit? Profit is total cost minus total revenue minus total cost. Now these are the two important points from the examination point of view. They will ask you to find out the break-even point or the point where there is no profit or no loss. So break-even point or no profit no loss point is given as the point where total cost is equal to total revenue. So what you need to do is total cost function eduthukonom, total revenue function, we have to equate both the equations and find the solution for x. That value of x or q will be the break-even number of units. Similarly, when it comes to equilibrium point or maximization of profit, maximum profit, not maximization, maximum profit or optimum profit, optimization, in the words edhu irundhalum, it refers to the equilibrium point. And the rule of equilibrium you might have learnt in economics also. The rule of equilibrium is marginal cost is equal to marginal revenue. Okay, and in the exam they can even say the point in perfect competition. So in a perfect competition, it is always it is always assumed that it is an equilibrium point. Okay, so they can even give this word as a hint. So in the words ellame, remember that it refers to the equilibrium point. And what is equilibrium point? The rule is marginal revenue is equal to marginal cost. MR is equal to MC. Okay, now where MR is equal to MC means you have to do differentiate total revenue function, differentiate total cost function and equate the two to find out the answer of x or q, whatever it is. Is this clear? So this part you have to remember very, very clearly because this is your testing area in differentiation part. Major testing area in differentiation part. Please take a note. Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, konjam screen konjam oru pakkama theriyudhu ma'am. Romba zoom in ah theriyra maari irukku ma'am.
Okay. Better now?
Innum konjam ma'am.
Can you tilt your screen and come back so that it will look better?
Actually half ah theriyudhu. Oru average revenue adula irundhu dhaan and show of screen e theriyudhu ma'am.
1 minute. Okay. Yes. So please take down these points. I guess the screen is better now. Please take down these points. This is with respect to your revenue and cost function. Now we will not be doing very high level questions on differentiation. Simple differentiation problems only will be asked with respect to revenue and cost function. So don't worry about differentiation formula. Remember these formula. This is more important from your examination perspective. Clear? And coming to the last, yes ma'am?
Ma'am, அந்த screen கொஞ்சம் tilt ஆ தெரிஞ்சப்ப அதனால ஒரே ஒரு பாயிண்ட் மட்டும் கவனிக்க முடியல மேம். அந்த லைக் ஒரே ஒரு சி மட்டும் இப்ப எஃப்சி வந்துட்டு பிரேக் ஈவன் பாயிண்ட்ல ஒரு பாயிண்ட் சொன்னீங்களா, இது இது டிஃப்ரெண்ட்னு பிரிச்சு அதை மட்டும் ஒரு வாட்டி சொல்றீங்களா?
Okay, whenever you are looking at, no, this is not about break even point. நீங்க கேக்குறது வந்து total costல if the equation is given as 6x square plus 4x plus 50 அந்த மாதிரி ஒரு equation இருக்குன்னா that 6x square plus 4x that is your variable cost. So whichever has the variable x along with it or q along with it is variable cost. The one that is constant in the 50 and the constant represents the fixed cost.
Okay,
this is what you are asking. Okay. Now coming to the rule of maximization and minimization. Now friends, this is a separate topic. This is with respect to the rule of curvature or maximum and minimum rules. Now this is double differentiation or second order differentiation. What do you mean by second order differentiation? If you have an equation and if you differentiate it once, then that is called as first order differentiation or dy by dx, y dash, y1, y dash, whatever it is. The second order differentiation is in the y dash equation if you are differentiating again. Let's take an example, a simple example let me give you. Say, if I give an equation, now if I am going to differentiate this equation, how to differentiate this equation? Y dash is equal to, now x power n into x power n minus 1. So 3, keep the constant as it is. 3 into x power 3 minus 1 plus 4 into 2 into x power 2 minus 1 plus 6 into x power 1 minus 1 plus 5. Sorry, plus d by dx of constant is 0. So your answer will be 3 into 3, 9x square plus 4 into 2, 8x plus x power 0 will be 6, x power 0 will be 1, so plus 6 alone will come. Plus differentiation of a constant is 0, so that constant will not appear. Therefore, this is called as the first order differentiation. This is nothing but your dy by dx which is represented as y1, y dash. இதில் எது கேட்டாலும் இதுதான் மீனிங். Or இப்படி கேட்கலாம் y bar. இதில் எது சொன்னாலும் இதுதான் மீனிங். Now, for maximum and minimum points of x, okay, they will ask you the question, find the maximum and minimum value of x. For that, we are going to do double differentiation. What is double differentiation? You are going to differentiate this equation again. This equation you are going to differentiate again. So let us differentiate it. 9 into 2x power 2 minus 1 plus 8 into 1 into x power 1 minus 1 plus, now here 6 is a constant, so differentiation of constant is 0. So answer is 9 into 2, 18x plus 8. So this is called as the first order differentiation and this is called as the second order differentiation or d square y by dx square, which is also known as y double dash or y double bar. இது எப்படி வேணாலும் represent பண்ணலாம். Now to find out maximum and minimum values, we will need both first order differentiation and second order differentiation. Is that clear so far? Yes? Okay. Now coming to the rules. What you need to do? First step, find the first order differentiation. Second step, equate y dash is equal to 0. So here you should substitute this entire equation equal to 0 and find the value of x. Step 3. Once you find the value of x, you should again do y dash you should differentiate again, which means you should do the double differentiation or second order differentiation. Now, இப்போ step 2ல நமக்கு x ஓட value வந்திருக்கும். அந்த வேல்யூவை ஸ்டெப் 3ல இருக்கிற ஈக்குவேஷன்ல சப்ஸ்டிடியூட் பண்ணணும், which means the value of x that you have got you should substitute in this second order equation, and you will now get a final answer. And if that final answer of y double dash, if it is greater than 0, then it means the value of x is minimum. And if the y double dash result is less than 0, then it means the value of x is maximum. If y double dash is exactly equal to 0, then it means it is no curvature, which means no movement, no curve is happening. Is that clear? Please make a note of the maximum and minimum rules. Shall we go to some practical questions? Let's solve some limited number of questions for model questions on the revenue cost model and your maximum minimum rule. Question number 1. Find the monthly profit function if the fixed cost is 60,000 and production cost is 120 per piece. Each unit is sold at 15 rupees. Okay, so let us solve. Shall we start the problem, friends? I hope you have taken down the basic notes. Okay, first they are asking you the monthly profit function. So what is the total fixed cost? Total fixed cost is 60,000 rupees. What is the total production cost? Variable cost 120 per piece. So total variable cost is 120 per piece. So 120 into x, where x is the number of output. You can either use x or q, whatever is there in the question you can use. Now coming to total revenue. The total revenue is, it is sold at how many units? It is sold at 15 rupees per piece. So 15x. 15x. Okay. Now how to find out the answer. They are asking you the monthly production cost. Remember, variable cost and revenue is not based on month. Variable cost and revenue is based on units. So variable and cost and revenue will not change. You will keep it as it is. Whereas fixed cost, you have to divide it for months. So divided by 12. And this variable cost, what is it given? Is it given per annual for a month or yearly? It is given yearly. So question la vande yearly kudutangana, you have to divide it by 12. Whereas if the question is silent, you should not divide it. So 120x divided by 12, which is 10x. And what is this here? 5,000. 5,000. Therefore, profit is equal to total revenue minus total cost, which is 15x minus total cost. Variable cost per month 10x plus fixed cost plus 5,000 per month. See, profit la yearly in kudukala. Sorry, revenue la yearly in kudukala. So I am keeping it as it is. Whereas in variable cost they have used the word yearly. Therefore I am dividing by 12. So 15x minus 10x minus 5,000. Answer is 5x minus 5,000. This is the profit function. Am I clear?
Ma'am, கொஞ்சம் மேல மட்டும் ஸ்க்ரோல் பண்றீங்களா?
Yes. Can I continue? Second question. A manufacturer has a monthly fixed cost of 1 lakh and production cost of 50 per unit produced. Product sold is 75 rupees. Find the cost and the number of products to be sold to break even. So, now first thing, break even we need to calculate based on total revenue equals total cost. Now what is total revenue? Product sold is 75 rupees. So 75 into x. Now what is total cost? Total cost is, monthly cost is 1 lakh. So we will find monthly break even. And production cost is 50 per unit. So plus 50x. So now equate for break even. 75x should be equal to 1 lakh plus 50x. Okay. So 25x is equal to 1 lakh. X is equal to 1 lakh by 25. 4,000 units per month. Why I am saying per month? Because they have used the word monthly fixed cost. Okay. இப்போ அதுவே if they are asking you per year அப்படின்னா fixed cost என்ன பண்ணுவோம்? Into what will you do to the fixed cost, friends? Into 12 you have to do. But variable costல மாத்த மாட்டோம். ஏன்னா இங்க questionல எதுவுமே கொடுக்கல. Monthly, yearly எந்த வார்த்தையுமே கொடுக்கல. So no change. Or you can also do ஃபைனலா 4000 units per month வந்ததுக்கு அப்புறமா இயர்லி பண்ணனும்னா அப்படியே into 12 பண்ணிட்டீங்கன்னா ஆன்சர் வந்துரும். 48,000 per year. Yeah, this also you can do. Once you find out the number of units a month, you can just multiply by 12 to find the total number of units for the year. Got it?
Ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
டோட்டல் காஸ்ட்ல வந்துட்டு ஃபிக்ஸட் காஸ்ட் வந்துட்டு அவங்க மந்த்லி கொடுத்துருக்காங்க. ஸோ அதை மட்டும் ஒன்னா ஸ்டார்டிங்லேயே 12ஆல மல்டிபிள் பண்ணிக்கணும். ஆர் அது எல்லாமே கடைசியா பண்ணிட்டு இன்ட்டு 12ஆல மட்டும் பண்ணா போதும்.
Yes, that is only if they ask you yearly break even point. இப்போ ஆப்ஷன்ல வந்து per month தான் break even point இருக்குன்னா நீங்க by 12 பண்ணவே வேண்டாம். ரெண்டு இடத்துலயுமே into 12 பண்ண வேண்டாம். Your final answer will be 4,000 units.
Ma'am, இப்போ அந்த क्वेश्चनல சப்போஸ்னா அங்க மென்ஷன் பண்ணிருப்பாங்க லைக் yearly அப்படிங்கறது.
Even if it is not there in the question, the options will give you. Option A, B, C, D பார்த்தா you will know the answer directly. See, the best advantage that you are working is you are working in an MCQ. If the hint is not there in the question, the hint will be there in the options.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay? Next question. The demand function is given by P is equal to 1400 minus 25Q. Remember, demand function means average revenue. So, demand function means average revenue. P is equal to 1400 minus 25Q. Now, and what is given? Cost function is 10. Okay, it is not Q2, it is Q square. Sorry. Okay. C is equal to 10Q square. Now remember, demand function you should first convert to total revenue function. How to convert? Price into quantity or price into X is equal to total revenue. Okay. So how we will find this? We will take 1400 minus 25Q, the whole multiplied by Q. So 1400Q is minus 25Q square. So this is the total revenue. They have directly given total cost is equal to 10Q square. So two items we have now in hand. Total revenue, total cost. Now what are they asking? Find the equilibrium quantity. What is equilibrium quantity? Equilibrium rule is MR is equal to MC. So, first find out MR. Differentiate total revenue. 1400 with respect to Q. இங்க X க்கு பதிலாக Q யூஸ் பண்ணிருக்கோம் அவ்வளவுதான். So, into Q power 1 minus 1 minus 25 into 2 to the power Q, 2 into Q power 2 minus 1. So, 1400 into Q power 0 is 1 minus 25 into 2, 50Q. So, this is the marginal revenue function. Now, come to marginal cost. Marginal cost is C is equal to 10Q square. Can you tell me what is the differentiation? Ten into 2Q, which is 20Q. 20Q. So now this gives us the answer. MR is equal to MC. Solve. 1400 minus 50Q is equal to 20Q. 1400 is equal to, take 50 to the other side, plus, so 70Q. Q is equal to 20 units. So equilibrium units is how much? 20 units. That's all. So you need to differentiate total revenue to find marginal revenue, differentiate total cost to find marginal cost, and then equate marginal revenue equals marginal cost to find the equilibrium quantity.
Ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
இப்போ வந்து இதுல ஒரு क्वेश्चन வந்துட்டு புக்ல சால்வ் பண்ணி பார்க்கும்போது பார்த்தேன் மேம் கியூப்ல இருந்தது மேம் ஆக்சுவலி கியூப்ல இருக்கும்போது எம்ஆர் ஓட ஈக்குவேஷனும் எம்சி ஓட ஈக்குவேஷனும் கியூப்ல இருந்தது
when it is in that when you differentiate okay you are saying MR and MCA கியூப்ல இருந்ததா
இல்ல மேம் ஒரே ஒரு நிமிஷம் மேம் அந்த क्वेश्चனை மட்டும் பார்த்து சொல்றேன்
okay let me just give you an example. I understand what you are referring to. Let me give you an example. Suppose if the MR, after differentiating, if you are getting equation like this, and MC, you are getting it as,
ஆக்சுவலி இப்போ நான் ஷாலினி क्वेश्चनலயே நீங்க கொடுத்திருக்கீங்கல அதே क्वेश्चनலயே +4 அப்படின்ற மாதிரி ஒரே ஒரு வேரியபிள் மட்டும் ஆட் ஆகி क्वेश्चनலயே அப்படிதான் இருக்கு இப்போ இத நம்ம டிஃபரன்ஷியேட் பண்ணும்போதுனா வந்துட்டு இது டிஃபரன்ஷியேஷன் பண்ணி வந்ததனால அப்பனா கூட ஈஸியா இருக்கும் அது क्वेश्चनலயே கொடுத்திருக்கும்போது கரெக்ட்டா வரலையே அப்புறம்
no problem if you are not getting like that, say for example now இந்த question இப்போ இந்த எக்ஸாம்பிள்ல MR and MC இப்படி கொடுத்திருக்காங்க. So இப்போ MR is equal to MC equate பண்ணா உங்களுக்கு வேல்யூ வந்து கியூப்ஸ்ல இருக்கும். So 3x cube plus 4x square plus 6x is equal to 4x cube minus 2x. இப்போ simplify பண்ணா we can say x cube minus x cube plus 4x square, 6 plus 2 plus 8x is equal to 0. Correct? Are you with me till this? Now your concern is, ma'am, how do I solve a cubic equation? எனக்கு quadratic equation solve பண்ண வரும், normal equation solve பண்ண வரும். How do I solve a cubic equation? Is it what your concern is?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
In that case, don't worry, we have option testing to rescue. Your option will have 4 answers of x.
Yes, ma'am.
Substitute the value of x in the equation.
Okay,
And
ma'am.
whichever answer is getting solved, that is your answer. Do not panic or worry if you are getting a value which is more than a quadratic equation. அப்படியே substitute பண்ணி option test பண்ணி answer கண்டுபிடிச்சிடலாம்.
Quadratic equationக்கு மேல இருக்கும்போது option testing பண்ணி answer போடணும்.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
You need not sit and work. See, there is a method to solve cubic equations also, but that is not relevant for us. Let us do the simple technique. The simple technique is option testing.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay?
Actually, நான் சொன்ன question வந்துட்டு நான் உங்களுக்கு இப்ப ரீட் பண்ணி காமிக்கிறேன் பாரு.
Yes.
T is equal to q cube minus 15 q square plus 31 q plus 100.
So that is total cost. When you differentiate, it will become in squares. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so there you will still get a quadratic equation. Even for quadratic equation, suppose if your equation is in squares, say if you get an equation finally after differentiating, if you are getting an equation like this.
Yes, ma'am. இப்படிதான் இருந்தது.
Yeah, if you are getting something like this, then also you need not worry. Ma'am, quadratic equation simplification will take time. அப்படின்னா பரவாயில்ல, option testing you can do for this also.
Okay, ma'am.
You can directly use option A, B, C, D, substitute and solve. Whichever is giving you the answer, that is the final answer.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Okay?
இந்த ஆக்சுவலி நம்ம வந்துட்டு கியூ அடுத்து இப்ப ஜெனரலா நம்ம இருக்கிற ஃபார்மேட்டை தாண்டி எப்படி இருந்தாலும் அதை வந்துட்டு ஆப்ஷன் டெஸ்டிங் பண்ணிக்கலாம்.
Absolutely.
மேம் அப்புறம் இன்னொரு சின்ன டவுட் மேம். இப்ப புக்கோட இதுபடி அவங்க வந்துட்டு டபுள் டெரிவேஷன் செகண்ட் டெரிவேஷன் பண்ணி டி கியூ ஸ்கொயர் அவங்க ஒரு மெத்தட் மாதிரி போட்டுருந்தாங்க.
No, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Just see, they have done the same technique only. They have not done something different. But அது உங்களுக்கு பார்க்க கன்ஃபியூஸ் ஆகும் because there is too many variables. Just remember, differentiation of the first equation is first differentiation. அந்த ஈக்குவேஷனை திரும்ப டிஃபரன்ஷியேட் பண்ணா அது செகண்ட் ஈக்குவேஷன், செகண்ட் டிஃபரன்ஷியேஷன், அவ்வளவுதான்.
ஓகே.
Do not complicate yourself with further steps.
ஒரே ஒரு இது மட்டும் கொடுத்திருந்தாங்க மேம். இப்போ வந்துட்டு ப்ராஃபிட் மேக்ஸிமைசேஷன்ல நமக்கு ஜெனரலா வந்துட்டு அந்த கியூவோட வேல்யூவை ப்ராஃபிட்ல போட்டதுல ப்ராஃபிட் வந்துட்டு greater than 0னா அது ஒரு பாயிண்டா ரெண்டு மாதிரி போட்டுருந்தாங்க. அதெல்லாம் நீட் கிடையாது.
ப்ளீஸ் ஹோல்ட். நான் இன்னும் வரல அதுக்கு ஒரு எக்ஸாம்பிள் இப்ப பண்ணுவோம். பண்ணினா you will get the answer, you will understand.
Okay.
That is what you were asking is question number 6 here. Now before that, you can solve question number 4 and 5 for your homework or practice. For simple derivation practice, y is equal to 4x. Find the derivative of y. And second one, sorry, this is not 4x, this is 4 power x, my bad. Okay, and second one is 4x minus 3 the whole cube plus 5x minus 2 the whole square. So you can solve this for your practice for derivations. Fifth question, demand function is given and cost function is given. Find the value of Q for which the profit will be maximum under perfect competition. So when the word perfect competition is given, what formula we need to use? When you have the word perfect competition and profit is maximum, it is again equilibrium formula, which is MR is equal to MC. Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now to the question that you were asking, my dear, this is the question of find the maximum and minimum values of x. So how the question will appear in the exam? They will give you an equation and the options will be maximum x is equal to, minimum x is equal to, and the various options irukkum. So how to find out the maximum and minimum values of x? This is what is the rule that we discussed sometime before to do double order differentiation. So shall we do this question? One sample question for practice now. I am taking the equation that is given. F of x is equal to x cube by 3 plus 2x square plus 3x plus 7. Now step 1. First find y dash, which is first differentiation. So we write it as 3x square by 3 plus 4x plus 3. So 3 and 3 will get cancelled. The first differentiation is x square plus 4x plus 3 equals 0. Okay. Now simplify and solve this equation. You will get x square plus x plus 3x plus 3 equals 0, or x plus 1 into x plus 3 equals 0, or x is equal to minus 1 comma minus 3. So what did I do? Step 1, I differentiated the equation. Step 2, and the differentiate pannada I equated it to the value of 0. Now step 3, I found out the answer of x. Now come to the minimization maximization rule. For that, what we are going to do, y double dash, that is double differentiation. Double differentiation என்ன பண்ண போறோம் அப்படினா, இந்த equation we are going to differentiate again. So x square oda differentiation என்னது 2x plus 4x oda differentiation is 4 plus 3 oda differentiation is 0, constant. So the differentiation is, double differentiation is, or second order differentiation is 2x plus 4. Now if x is equal to minus 1, what is the value of y double dash? 2 into minus 1 plus 4. So minus 2 plus 4, answer is 2, which is greater than 0. If x is equal to minus 3, y double dash will be 2 into minus 3 plus 4. So 2 into minus 3 is minus 6 plus 4, answer is minus 2, which is less than 0. So what does this imply? If y double dash is greater than 0, then the value of x is equal to minus 1 is minimum or maximum?
Maximum.
This is maximum. And if y double dash is less than 0 here, so the answer is the value of x is equal to minus 3 represents the minimum value. No, I think you have written it opposite. Hold on, sure. This is this is greater than 0, so this is minimum. Mathi solta parunga. Greater than 0 na it is minimum. Less than 0 na maximum. Okay, I repeat again. If the value of final answer that you get y double dash greater than 0 na, this is the minimum value. If this is less than 0 means this is the maximum value. Sorry. Okay, see the rule here. If y double dash is greater than 0, it is minimum. If y double dash is less than 0, it is maximum. Okay, so this is how you will solve the minimization maximization. Options will be given as x is equal to minus 1 minimum, x is equal to minus 3 maximum. Then அந்த மாதிரி multiple option இருக்கும். Correct option எதுவோ அதை choose பண்ணணும். Sometimes examல இந்த minus 1 minus 3 கரெக்டா இருக்கும். Minimum maximum மாத்தி கொடுத்திருப்பாங்க. தப்பா choose பண்ணக்கூடாது. Very carefully remember, if y double dash is greater, then the value is minimum. If y double dash is less than 0, value is maximum. இதை மாத்தி போட்டுறாதீங்க. இதை மாத்தி போட்டீங்கன்னா ஆன்சர் தப்பு. நீங்க ஒர்க் அவுட் பண்ணதெல்லாம் கரெக்டா இருக்கும், ஆனா ஃபைனலா சூஸ் பண்ற ஆப்ஷன் தப்பாயிடும். So be very careful in the answer that you choose.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I think this was the question that you were asking with respect
Yes,
to
ma'am.
minimization maximization. Okay, so for this model, your study material has about 20 questions, I guess, 10, 15 or 20 questions in the last for practice. இதே மாதிரி ஒரு work step மாத்த வேண்டாம். Same step, same process. You can practice those questions. That is more than sufficient for your examination from differentiation chapter.
இத தவிர வந்துட்டு ஸ்டார்டிங்ல வந்துட்டு
Limits will be given. That is not required. If at all they are asking in those model ஒரு question தான் வரும். அந்த ஒரு question answer பண்றதுக்கு நீங்க அவ்வளோ practice அதை பண்ண வேண்டாம்.
Okay, limit functions and differentiations.
Maximum ஒன்னு இல்ல ரெண்டு question which is 2 to 4 marks. அதுக்கு நீங்க அவ்வளோ time spend பண்ணி அதை prepare பண்ண வேண்டாம்.
Okay, ma'am.
If
if
it is a basic question, you can answer. See, if it is a simple differentiation question, you can always answer. If it is complex differentiation, if you are comfortable, practice and answer. But don't spend time on that because you have other chapters which are more scoring.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
So with this, we complete your differentiation chapter and your profit and revenue and cost function with respect to differentiation and maximization minimization concept for double order differentiation. I hope you are clear with the basic concepts.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so this summarizes our discussion revision for day 3, which is on max module 2 and module 3. And tomorrow will be our last day of revision, where we will be completing the balance 2 topics of revision on statistics, correlation, regression and probability, which is I believe module 6 and module 7. Okay, so tomorrow I'll meet you at 8 a.m. in the morning and we will resume and complete the 2 remaining chapters in statistics. So today's topics that we have discussed, very very important for practice will be quadratic equations and permutation combination. Rest all the formulas are all given to you. You can go through and practice the sums that we have discussed in the class and your study material questions. Right, friends? So I'll meet you in the next class tomorrow. Have a great day. All the best. Thank you.